All right, hello there. This is Matt for KeepaScore. We are going to go through the process of setting up a ladder. What I'm going to do is walk you through the process of actually getting players in quickly, just in case you haven't done that. I'm going to scroll down, and this copy of KeepaScore, I'm going to do a full data reset. I'm going to double tap and put in the word destroy. This will destroy all the data in KeepaScore, so any of my previous games, matches, players, etc., it goes back to a completely blank file. Now, there's a couple ways to get players in. If you are running or using Duper, one of the easiest ways is to use a profile which directly matches a particular club. You can see when I select on my Pickleball club, if I scroll to the bottom, there is a place for a Duper club ID. Now, I can call this whatever I want. This I'm going to call the MLP club, because I'm going to be grabbing some data from Duper. I'm just going to switch over to a Notes app. Duper is going to give you, or your club has an ID. We can see right there. I'm just going to copy this. This is from Sandbox data from Duper. So if I scroll to the bottom of this profile and paste in that Duper club, and click update, that's going to hit the API, and it's going to bring in all of my players. It's basically just the easiest way to get players into KeepaScore. I can view the results, and it's going to show me all the players. Some of these players aren't active anymore. Corinne, Rob Nunnery may not be playing as much. This goes all the way back to when MLP was first started, but we have all of our 68 players. There is many other ways to get data into KeepaScore, your players. The import players, which is right there highlighted, that with the tournament edition actually allows you to import not just players, but if you get the subscribe to the tournament edition, you can actually, when you import players, which players never get duplicated if they have the same email or same Duper ID, it will create events and teams for you automatically. There's a video on the website at KeepaScore.com. But using the quick add players is a great way to quickly add players, and it will show you if you have any duplicates. Whether you're using WhatsApp, TeamReach, Facebook, it doesn't matter. If you are able to screenshot the list of player names, and the iOS will let you crop the screenshot. If you paste the screenshot here, it will capture your players. But for me, I just have a list of players. It can come from a spreadsheet or wherever you have your list of players. And we went a little fast right there. Let me just drag that so that sometimes it's really picky there. Copy that, go over, and then go to the text entry. And if I just paste that in, and it will give me a list of my players. So those are all the players that would be imported. I can click the pencil icon, remove them, what have you. When I click the main menu, it will prompt me if I want to add these 16 players. In this case, I won't, because I already have the Duper in here. So I will leave the area without actually adding in those players, and I've got my 68 players that I imported. So let's get an event set up. Now, many times you will be running, here's one of the things that might or might not be confusing, is the fact that in KeepaScore, you can run as many small individual events. And in KeepaScore, an individual event is not the same thing that you're thinking of in terms of the whole of your pickleball event or your sporting event, whatever it is. You're going to ultimately end up with multiple little events, and those events simply are comprised of a unique set of players. So you're going to have a pool A, a pool B, pool C, pool D. You can take the top players from A and B, combine them. You'll end up having, for example, a winner's bracket. Let's put that here. So maybe you'll have a winner's bracket. Maybe you'll also have a consolation bracket. So this is what consolations, yeah, we'll put that there. Consolation bracket. So this is essentially what you end up having is My whole pickleball event is comprised of a Pool A, Pool B, winners bracket, consolation bracket. And what happens is you take your winners from your Pool A and you put them into your winners bracket, or however many combinations you're going to do. Now, and let's tap on upcoming, I'm going to load this particular pool. And the reason that I didn't create my Pool B is because it's much easier to create what you might think of as a quote-unquote template event. So what I'm going to do is add my players here. Let's add a bunch of them. I'm just going to tap a bunch of names here randomly because I'm not really taking the time to create a full, well-structured event per se. Let's put Kyle Yates in there. Arena. Who's in the P's? There's a couple of P's, and let's go to the N's. Nope, maybe an E. There we go, Eden. All right, so we've got 16 players. Now, we can create our teams automatically for us. When I click Create, it will prompt me if I want to randomly assign them. If I'm playing a fixed format and I'm organizing, of course, I can choose manually. I'll choose random. This is also a good opportunity for me to show you that clicking on the wrench icon, which in every area of KeepaScore, the wrench typically means a tool for that particular section. The wrench up there on the list of the event is a tool for the event. So if I click on randomizer right there, you can see that I can randomize these names. And if I was playing a mixed and I didn't like the random set that they gave me and I wanted to combine them, which, let's see, if I wanted to move Anna Bright right there with Pablo, so that the first 3 teams there are all mixed teams, I can rearrange using this randomizer tool, or click randomize as many times as I want. I'll assign the teams. I'll double tap on the shift there and type in replace teams. And it will replace my teams. At this point in time, you can see that all of the teams are unnamed. I want to tap on each one of those, and what it's going to do is with that option at the very bottom, you see that? I'm going to toggle that on and off, the auto rename teams. This takes the last 2 names. Or if you turn it off, you can give each team a fixed name and it will not change. So essentially what we're looking for in KeepaScore is we need to have the number of teams or the number of players that's required by a format. When I tap on the 4th area here, format, which by the way, if you're on an iPhone, if you simply tap the center icon capture, which I'm doing right now, each successive tap will just move you to the different areas. You can also swipe if you want to move to them using the swipe as well, which I'm doing there. But on the format now, you can see that as we scroll to the bottom, we have our 2 ladders. We have a ladder climb that is 3 rungs, and we have a ladder climb that is 6 rungs. And all that, the rungs just means how many rounds. So if we tap on the icon up in the very top next to the event wrench, we can actually preview the bracket that's going to be played. And this is what's known as a fixed format. This is fixed because your teams are fixed, the size of your bracket is fixed, etc. Now, you can see on this particular view, we've got down at the very bottom row, 1 through 4. 4 is towards the bottom, and 1 is towards the top. And there's 2 ways you can play a ladder. You can play a ladder where you put your top-seeded team in their number 1 position, and they have to hold their ground. They have to maintain their position, and they would move from 1 to 5 to 9, 13, 14, 17, all the way up if they truly are the top team. You can also reverse that logic, and you can put your top team down at the bottom slot, number 4, and make them fight to the top. You, of course, can also mix up your players. It's really up to you. When it comes to the seeding, we go to the teams area. Seeding is simply just the number that we see right there on the left. And so I can move Adam Stone and Ed Francis up to the number 1 seed. I just did that. I can move Eric Lang and Paris Todd down to the bottom seed. You can move teams around to put them wherever you want with regards to how they start on the bracket. And so this is the easiest way, and you simply need to have a match. Now, if you have a pool size that is smaller than what KeepaScore offers, you'll probably need to send me an email and say, I want to play a fixed ladder, but you don't have one for an event that has 4 teams only, which I don't believe I do. I think the lowest is 8 teams for a fixed ladder. But that doesn't mean that you are stuck and cannot use KeepaScore. So let's talk about the alternative format. And just before we do that, let's go see what happens over in our other pool. Because remember, what I can do here is I can click this generate, by the way, the button down there at the very bottom. I'll go ahead and click that. It's going to tell me what my seating will be. I'll go ahead and click continue. It will generate my games for me. Tapping on the bracket icon next to the wrench there, you can see that everything's been seated. If we were to play one of these games, let's say Chuck Taylor, let's select that one. Let's have them win 11-5. We'll lock it. We'll go back. We'll tap the bracket. We'll look at it again. You can see what it did. Quite clearly, Corinne and Chuck got moved up in the bracket, and Kyle and AJ got moved down in the bracket to position number 7. So the fixed bracket will take care of that for you. Now, there's another type of format, which is going to be more of a dynamic, and I also wanted to point out, by creating that pool A and sort of treating it as a template, if we scroll to the very bottom of this one little event, you see the duplicate option? Tapping on that, you can duplicate this event and its players, or this event and its teams, which implies that the players will also get duplicated. So just by a simple tap, I am able to go rename this to my pool B with my players. And using the event switcher, which is the calendar icon that we see right there, we can switch between pool A and pool B, and we can play simultaneous KeepaScore events, which again are the little pieces that comprise the whole of our tournament event, our pickleball event. But let's talk about the individual format where you don't have teams that are going to stay together. I'm going to create a new event here. And again, create as many events as you need. I am going to call this split, not slot. Let's see if split comes in there, and then we'll call it teams. So split teams is when you have players, or you have you initially get your highest ranked players, and you're going to put them on the top court, and then you're going to do that all the way down to the bottom court. Numbers. Right there you can see in the grouping options, numbers is what you want to use if you're going to be playing an event, which is a ladder where teams split and they move up and down the ladder. All you need to do is simply specify however many courts you have, because a ladder is made up where the top court is usually court number 1, going all the way down to the lowest courts that you have. So we'll do this in this scenario really simply. Let's say we have 6 courts. So you're just going to put 1 through 6. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to select the court. And as the players split, you will be able to simply just collect those games. I mean, that's really all you're doing with KeepaScore, is you are collecting matches. There is no type of format that you can play that automatically knows, based on which team wins and which loses, where to put players. So now you're just using KeepaScore as a collection device. And all you're going to do is you're going to select the court. So if I have on court 1, let's put, I don't have any players. I could have duplicated the event, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to this because I simply want to take advantage of what I already had, which was my pool A. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, same player, same day. I'm just going to duplicate, but this time, rather than the event and teams, I'm just going to do the middle one, event and players. So I will call this one split. Did I get it? Yep. Split teams, and we'll call it split teams 2. And we'll load that one so we can differentiate, because it's already got we do not want teams. So this is where the players are going to be splitting. We want to go back to the event really quickly, which KeepaScore will automatically select. Switch it to numbers now, and remember we had 6 courts available to us. If you have 4, use 4. If you have 8, 8 players. And why is it not events? Let's go split teams. Oh, the format is the reason right there, Matt. Go to the format, and we need to select the default. There we go. So if you duplicate an event and that event did have a format set, we need to switch back to the default, which is just raw capture mode. So in our match now, all we do is on each court, we just track whatever scores are made. So let's play court 1, and let's say court 1 is Adam and AJ and Anna and Althoff. This is going to be hard with all A's, but we'll give them a score of 11 to 6, and we'll lock it. So clearly at this point, Adam and AJ are going to stay on court 1. So the next time that we click plus on court 1, without a doubt, Adam and AJ are going to be playing, but you can see that we've split them. So on the first one, Adam and AJ were playing together. Now, whether you let your teams stay together or not, that's up to you. But Althoff and Anna moved down to court 2. So over here, we're going to have on court 2, this would be the second round because you had captured other players, but you would have a split of Althoff and Anna. And of course, coming up from court 3 might be 2 new players of Chuck and, let's say, Irina. And we would score this one, and so forth. So all you're really doing in KeepaScore is you are simply using this designation that we have right here. I'll unlock that. This designation simply designates the court number, and that's what keeps the collections of your players as they split, moving up and down the ladder together. And if you need to do this across different pools, let's say you have 6 courts and you're playing pool A on courts 1 through 3, and then on another 3 courts, you're playing a different pool, that is simply a matter of using 2 different events, such as we have here, a pool A and a pool B. And you are able to easily switch between the different pools. I'm getting my prompt right there because I'm in the non-tournament edition right now. Let's go ahead and reduce this by, let's take out our winners bracket here. We'll delete this so that we can show the, delete the event, delete event, catastrophic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 5. So we will be able to use our switcher right there. So that is the limitation. If you go past the community edition, which allows you up to 14 players and a maximum of 5 same-day events. If you're running a full-blown tournament, it's very likely that you will have 20, 30, you could even have 40 events that you're switching between using the event switcher as you're collecting scores. And remember, KeepaScore can do all of your score capture very, very easily. It's got an ability to scan. You can see that QR code right there. KeepaScore can generate its own QR codes. You can publish games, which will go up to the KeepaScore website, so you can keep players up to date. It really will manage your whole event, and shockingly, you can do it with a single iPhone. There are people that will manage an event of 200 plus players with a single iPhone and do it smoothly and easily. If you have any questions, you can always email us at support@keepascore.com. I hope this helps you out, and always feel free to send in your questions.